In Jerusalem, there is a real mosaic of churches of different denominations inside and outside the city walls. During the last week of January, Christians gather in each of these churches to pray for the unity of the Church in the Holy Land. In the same city or town, families with different faiths live next to each other, each with its own name and celebrations, its own spiritual, theological, cultural, artistic, and historical heritage that expresses a specific way of living the faith.
Qui a Gerusalemme possiamo davvero offrire in un certo senso.
I think we are really able to offer, in a sense, an example and a model here in Jerusalem. It is very nice to see the different communities gathering every day to pray together. Christian unity is important because it is the last wish, the last will that Jesus left us. If we cannot create this unity and this communion of life, we fail in our fundamental duty, which is our testimony. There is no other way, there is no other choice.
Il nostro dovere fondamentale, che è la testimonianza. Non c'è altra strada, non c'è altra scelta.
Call to proclaim the great works of the Lord. This is the theme chosen for the meditation during the week of prayer. On January the 23rd, in the Calvary Chapel inside the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre, the rich program started with a prayer led by the Greek Orthodox faithful. Every day the prayer is held in a different church, from the Anglican Cathedral of St. George outside the walls of the Old City to the Lutheran Church of the Redeemer, a stone's throw from the Holy Sepulchre. These shared moments are profoundly enriching. The fourth meeting was at the Armenian Orthodox Cathedral of St. James, in the Armenian quarter of Jerusalem's Old City.
The unity of the Christian churches is a very important aim. Since for almost 2,000 years, our churches have been divided denominationally, but in the 20th century they have got together in order to pray together, and so that the unity of the churches be restored. And this is the purpose of this Holy Week of the prayer of the churches that we are in.
In the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem, the celebration was presided over by Monsignor Fouad Toual. In his homily, Father Jamal Khader, rector of the Patriarchate Seminary in Beit Jala, stressed that diversity is not an obstacle, but a sign of the grace of God. He then gave the example of Iraqi refugees living in refugee camps in Jordan. They do not specify if they belong to a Syrian, Latin, or an Orthodox denomination, for they are united in suffering and in faith. To conclude, he mentioned the meeting of Pope Francis and Patriarch Bartholomew at the tomb.
I think it's actually a very powerful symbol for all of us to come together to pray, to get all of our communities together, to be together and pray to God all together as one. From here, we can pray in Jerusalem, where the church started, for unity from here, from us, and then out to the whole church in the whole world. So I think it would be a great place to pray from, because the church started here.
I wanted to come here to pray with my brothers and sisters of the Holy Land, of different churches, in order to be with them in the difficult situation they are living actually. I think it's very important to pray together, to be a sign of hope and also to share their faith and their courage.
Many times we pray at our own places, but in such a place where all of us together, where the whole world Christians to pray, it is practically praying for the unity and also experiencing this unity. That is what makes this very, very touching.
We are on the path walking together, and sometimes we see how different we are, and we need to also see how much we already share and how much we still have to grow.
The week of prayer for Christian unity will continue until January the 31st.